So Colleen is a 22-year business strategist that inspires business leaders to expand their influence, to attract the right clients, and drive more profits. She has launched over 340 businesses, is a sought-after keynote speaker, authored a 7 #1 international bestsellers, and the latest being Step into the Spotlight to Expand Your Influence. So welcome, Colleen.
Thank you, Shannon. It's so great to be here. So I need to remove Shannon's spotlight so I can put me in the spotlight. Technical and speaking. And what happened to my hair today? Like it was curled when I did it this morning. And then this, I don't know if y'all have this hair, like you curl it. And then by like 5 hours later, it's flat again. Is that you, Nicole, too? But you know what I thought about yesterday or today when it happened? I was like, you know what? I'm not going to go fix it. I'm not going to go recurl it. I am literally not going to let it take away my motivation today of how I want to show up. And then I thought about when Nicole spoke about self-love. So that kind of whole motivation, self-love thing came into play. And I can't be more excited to be here today with all of you, especially because I love Shannon. I absolutely adore her. I love Julie. I love Nicole. Lisa, I have a whole new fondness for you now that we've met. And Laurel and Celeste, welcome to day 2. I mean, this is great. There's so many ladies in this room. And yesterday it was just the most phenomenal summit that I have been able to be part of. And I'm just honored to be able to be here to talk on motivation. So in the song we heard earlier, so if you have ever heard the song Champion from Carrie Underwood, he says, money comes and goes. So the M is for motivation. How many of you feel like, well, when the money comes, I'm all motivated. And then when the money goes, I'm not as motivated anymore, right? I think that happens to us and we feel that way. So I'm going to uncover some secrets today that you might not be thinking about when we are talking about motivation. So we're going to talk about mind over matter. We have a choice. This right here, your motherboard, we have a choice. See your future self. When we become unmotivated, it's generally because we're thinking of the woulda, coulda, shoulda. We're not thinking about our future self. And then setting goals. They really keep you focused, and keeping you focused helps you stay motivated. Motivation is not an external force making you feel motivated to do something, ladies. And I know that I could sit here and say, buckle up, because I'm going to motivate the hell out of you and I'm going to take you on an amazing ride today. But that is temporary. It is like a dose of dopamine because you went and lifted a weight or ran or worked out. That's it. That's all that little bit of motivation is. This is about true motivation, something that you can build a habit on. This is actually one of the 6 habits of high performance that I teach on a regular basis. Motivation is probably one of my favorite because when that fizzles out, everything in your life like literally comes to a halt. Yes? Yes, I would say it does. So why is it that we lose our motivation? January, we start all fired up. I'm ready for this year. I got my vision board. Then by March, your freaking workout shoes haven't even had an ounce of sweat in them for 2 months. What happened? Motivation is the foundation of the discipline. I'm going to say that again. Motivation is the foundation of the discipline. Motivation is the reason, the cause before the effect. So it's the cause before the effect. So when you think you feel motivated, that's the effects of the foundation of your discipline. Everyone following me? It's that energetic pulse. It's like the that gets you to do it, right? So I crave bean burritos every once in a while. I'm not going to lie. It's been really hard since I've been on keto. Really hard since I've been on keto. And this leads to the motivation for me to get in my car, drive from where I live about 10 miles away to go to my favorite little bean burrito place and taco shop that's across the street from my old high school that I ate at every single day. That's what I'm talking about. There's this kind of reason for the motivation, for that quick impulse for you to go do something. So we need to create habits that summon our motivation. That's what we're going to be talking about today. What are the triggers for you to be motivated for things that you do at work? What are the triggers for you to be motivated for you to do things in your relationship? What are the triggers for you to do something as simple as drink more water? I'll give you one. Put an empty glass in front of your coffee pot if you're a coffee drinker every single day. So when you see your coffee pot in the morning, that empty glass triggers you, drink a glass of water. So when you fill up your coffee pot and make your coffee, you drink a glass of water while it's going. And guess what? You just completed one habit for the day. It will become such a habit for you that you'll not need to set the cup out anymore. But we start with physical cues first. What's a physical cue that you have in your office, Julie, that keeps you motivated?
My goddess photos.
Okay. Nicole, what is the physical aspect of something in your office that keeps you motivated?
My photos of Italy.
Okay. Lisa, do you have anything physical in your office or your house that or in your car that keeps you motivated?
I have a four-legged animal that I would do anything for.
I
do mean anything.
That's awesome. So Laurel, I know you're not on camera. Celeste, I know you're not on camera. Anyone that comes on camera at any point that I'm having this conversation with you and teaching, I would be more than happy to ask you a question. But if you'd like to stay off camera, I respect your privacy, and that is totally fine with me today. I just want to let you know I respect you. Okay, there are 3 keys to lasting motivation. Get your pen out. I want all of you to write these down. Even if you think you have the best motivation, I want you to write these down because I get this all the time. Colleen, you are so motivating. Did you hear Shannon? Colleen motivates me all the time. Well, Shannon, that's not a good thing. I don't want to be the one motivating you all the time. I want you to learn the habits that I've done to motivate myself. And because I show up the way I show up, I'm able to inspire and motivate others. Is that something you want to be able to do? Inspire and motivate others? Yes. We should all have our hand raised high for that one for sure. Raise ambition is number 1. The 3 keys to lasting motivation. Write this down. Raise ambition, develop positive expectancy, and vocal praise. Motivation starts in the future state. It's something we want more of or less of. For example, I want to earn more money. That's never a secret because what I do is help women earn more money. So I want to always earn more money. So my mind focuses on all the ways that I'm able to find ways to earn more money, which keeps me focused on what my goal is, and it keeps me motivated. It raises my ambition. Now, if I started my day, honestly, thinking about all the areas that I invested in and failed, and there's a lot of them, all the stupid ways, and trust me, I literally just got a notice today from a house I own in another state that says you have 20 days to get it up to par for building code or whatever. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. This was the worst investment I ever made. It literally came in a mail last night. I'm talking to you about this. That is not unmotivating me today because I get a letter that could have totally thrown me off because I know that that was a bad investment, whatever. I'm not going to beat myself up over it. We're done with it. I'm going to figure out how to get rid of it. I'm moving on. And then it's not going to unmotivate me for looking at how I can invest, spend money, how I can and do anything moving forward that's going to help me get where I want to go of earning more income. When hope and ambition is removed, we are constantly thinking only about the past mistakes. We feel stuck. I should have gotten that promotion. I should have gotten that client. Dang it. Why did I say that? I should have followed up with them before they hired that other person. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. You can should on yourself all day. That's fine if that's really what you want to do, but you're lowering your ambition and you're squashing your motivation. I was motivated to become an entrepreneur after I moved into my community because the people around me were just amazing. And you know what this community stands for? Eat, play, work. You know, everything like eat, play, work, shop, everything that we're supposed to do in this community. I was like, well, I'm eating here. I'm shopping here. I'm hanging out with my friends. I'm having fun here. I'm doing community things here, but I'm leaving at 4:30 in the morning. I'm coming home at 6:30 at night. That was not a life I want. I was not working here. I was not really having the fun I wanted to have here. Why? Because I wasn't really doing what I said I wanted to do when I moved here. And that lowered my motivation. And I was like, I've got to do something to raise my ambition in this community. So by the way, we talked about it yesterday. Nicole said this yesterday. We are the ones that have to make changes in our life. We must never tie ambition to others' judgment, expectations, labels, etc. Never. If you listen to all the crap that everyone have to say about you out there, it's going to lower your ambition. Don't worry about the naysayers. Don't worry about the haters. I love it when people are focused on me and saying crap about me, because I'm like, at least they're looking at me. At least they're focused on me, right? I know that their crap is just being reflected onto me. I know it has nothing to do with me. Why? Because I believe in myself and I know myself. So if someone tries to say I'm something and puts a label on me and I know that does not fit, I will never let that land. This is a really good exercise. I'm rubber, you're glue. Whatever you say bounces off of me, sticks back on you. I learned it when I was 5. It still works for me today. Whatever you say bounces off of me and sticks back on you. Remember that, and you'll look at other people with empathy moving forward. Okay? All right. Vision boards. You know, I love to surround myself with people that fuel my success, kind women, beautiful women like you in this room that are here to elevate, to empower. I surround myself with photos. In front of me, what you can't see is an entire board of my accomplishments. I have my black belt sitting up there. I have my medals from all my marathons and half marathons and all of the times that I got my ass kicked in the ring. I have my accomplishment for becoming a personal trainer, my very first magazine I ever published, and the very first magazine I was ever in. I have little sayings up here that says, where God guides, he provides. And by the way, that beautiful saying was signed on the back of it by 25 young girls from the age of 12 to 16 that I produced a summer camp for. That means the world to me. And it's a reminder of what I've been able to accomplish in the lives I've been able to change. We're talking about raising ambition here. All right, develop positive expectancy. This is the second one. If you don't believe it, you won't achieve it. I'm going to say it one more time. No one can make you believe anything. I'm going to keep it clean today. I almost said like crap. If you don't believe it, you will not achieve it. Thoughts are things. Thoughts are things. Write that down. Thoughts are things. Do you know nothing I have done, actually, I don't think any of us would be here today, and none of this would have ever existed if I didn't make some changes in my life, if Shannon didn't make changes in her life, if Julie didn't go down a different path, and Nicole didn't turn left instead of turning right, if Lisa didn't make a U-turn, if Saskia didn't go up versus going down. I'm telling you right now, it is because of the things that we think of that come into fruition. It does. Thoughts are things. 80% of your attitude, this will put me out of a job. 80% of your attitude will be your success. 20% of it really winds up being skill. Women are like, what the hell am I hiring you for then? 80% of it is your belief. I have a sticker that sits right here on my computer that says, believe in yourself. On the days, just in case my hair starts bugging me and I start thinking, oh, crap, don't believe in myself today. I'm like, crap, yeah, I do. It's right there on my computer. Little reminder, Colleen, believe in yourself. Belief is the ability to figure it out no matter what, even if you don't have the answer. That's the difference. Some people go so far and then they fail. Other people, they'll just keep going until they figure it out and they won't give up. Anyone ever hear 3 feet from gold? I'm not going to tell the whole story, but it's Think and Grow Rich. You guys all know, right? He's digging, gives up, the vein goes dry, sells all of his stuff. Another person comes to buy it, gets an engineer in there. He was 3 feet away from the other vein because he didn't try and figure it out. That's millions of dollars. Figure it out. Journaling. How about journaling, gaining self-awareness and creating accountability for yourself? How many of you have a practice of journaling every day? And if you don't, that's okay. I want you to start. Journaling will tell you a lot about yourself, your thoughts, your feelings. And when those journals come out that are angry and mad and you're pissed off and you're writing through 4 pages, just rip that sucker out, go get a lighter, light it in the backyard, throw it out and be done with it and walk in the house and say, glad I got rid of all that crap. Don't need that holding me back today. I actually did a course on this about 5 years ago because every day I wrote a page like that and every day I burned it. Because why? I was in the beginning stages of building my business and I needed to get all that self crap out, that fear, that talk, that you can't do this. Why would someone want to hire you? You're not good enough. My motivation was like, I was having a hard time holding on to it until I learned these habits, these steps. How many of you have ever felt negative feelings that really felt like, you know, I mean, trust me, yeah, thank you. How many of you felt positive feelings? What feels better? The positive feelings, right? Why do we let the negative feelings hang out when they feel like crap? Why are you doing that to yourself? I'm just going to ask you right now, and you're asking yourself, yeah, Lisa, why do you do that? Why do you do that to yourself? Don't, turn that frown upside down. What do you need to do that for yourself? What do you need to do to motivate yourself that gives you that little oomph? What is it for you? Is it writing it out? Is it stopping and reading a book for 10 minutes about positivity? If you run into an issue at work, if you run into any issues from now on, I want you to push through it. I want you to figure it out. I want you to contact the people that have the answers. I want you to Google it. I want you to do whatever it takes. Do not give up. That right there is the difference between summoning motivation, which is called the progress principle, or giving up and believing that motivation is an outside source. Right there, that's the difference. Now, the progress principle means we progress each day to continue compounding that motivation and momentum. We compound it. I get the question often, so Colleen, what do I do if I lose motivation? Good news, you can't lose it. You can just become out of touch with it. So you go back to focusing on the future and what lights you up, summoning that motivation through journaling, creating a peer group, hanging out with people that inspire you. I will tell you, there are several ladies on this call and many that aren't, that have been on a text string for the last 48 hours that have been highly motivated by the words that are shared by the women on the text string, because we care about each other. We love each other. We want to empower each other. We want to celebrate each other. Do you have a crew like that? Do you have a tribe like that? And if you don't, start a text string with some friends that are those people that inspire you, that motivate you. So you can put on there, I'm not feeling 100% today, with a little emoji that's crying, saying, I need some help. You'll get 50 million text messages back on how we can support you. That's what we do for other people. But you can't do that. You can't support and impact and empower if you're the one struggling, can you? No, you can't. And it sucks. It just sucks every day to feel like the day sucks. I'm just going to be honest. It doesn't feel good. And here's the thing I haven't even brought up yet. Your vibration attracts everything, people, persons, places, and things and events on that plane. So I have seen it in my life. When I was struggling, crying in the fetal position because I didn't think I could do it, I attracted everything at the bottom feeders. I'm not kidding. When I raised my vibration and I used motivation and I used belief and I used all the things that we're talking about today, vocal praise, I connected with myself. I did the things that made me feel good. I used the progress principle. When I did that, everything started working for me easily. I know you're like, I know, Colleen, you say that, but it's still really hard to be motivated. And I'm going to say to you, if you believe it, then that is exactly what will happen. So if you keep telling yourself it's hard to be motivated, you're going to believe it's hard to be motivated, and it's going to be hard to be motivated, because thoughts are things. Thank you very much for all your participation today. You guys are doing great. This has been a lot of fun so far. All right, let's talk about college students. Why are they so damn motivated? They think, I'm going to bust out of here. I'm going to go change the world. And here's the weird thing. Why would you take a college student at that age and make them focus on one thing, one major, one study? I mean, as kids, as they were growing up, we put them in how many different sports to just see what they liked, right? But then they get to college, it's like, you can only focus on this one thing. But they are so driven and so focused and so motivated because all their professors all year have motivated them. They get this amazing motivational speech at graduation that they are literally going to go change the world. And they bust out like, holy shit, now what? When they actually get out there. They are motivated. How do you tap in to that love, that energy? My favorite people are the ones that come in and they're like, I'm a brand new business owner. I'm going to do this. I'm so excited. I'm going to change the world. There's so much I'm going to do. They're just like over the moon. New ideas, fresh perspective, fresh outlook. That is when you've got all the motivation and energy behind you. And by the way, you summoned all of that. Nothing on the outside gave that to you. You summon all of that motivation. Are you starting to see areas in your life up to this point today that you think you can change and tweak to summon more motivation for yourself? Are you starting to see those pieces? If you are, write them down. You can drop them in the chat. I would say anytime you feel out of touch, I want you to connect back to that feeling when you're graduating college, maybe getting married, maybe having your first baby, maybe jumping out of an airplane. I know many of us in this room have jumped out of airplanes. Develop a morning routine that involves reading, writing, moving, and goal review. Reading, writing, moving, and goal review. And a lot of people say, what's moving? Well, if I said exercise, you'd be like, no, I don't want to do that. Moving. I don't care if you stretch for 5 minutes. I don't care if you just, reach your arms up, stretch over to the side, jog in place for 5 minutes. You got 5 minutes. What is that going to look like for you to move the blood in your body? Review your goals to keep your focus on your future self, right? We're talking about future self. Journaling tells you a lot about yourself, and reading. Why? Reading is the number one thing that keeps me motivated because I fill my brain with a lot of self-help books, and I learn so much about what I want to do, who I want to be, what I want my next level to look like. It encourages me, and I'm constantly learning. And I will tell you this, if learning is beneath you, leadership is beyond you. Don't even act or think that you could ever become a great leader if you're not continuously learning. Because when you are done growing, my friend, you are dying. 1,000%. I have this cute little video I'm going to share with you in just a second. Vocal praise. This is probably one of my favorites. I send all my clients a big Sharpie, and I have them either use it to write their goals on their bathroom mirror, whatever it is. My husband and I use it for competition, right? I'll put a number up there that I want to have in revenue. And before you know it, tomorrow, he'll have his revenue number up there. Then it becomes a competition. Sometimes I have to write things out because I'm feeling. I'm going to ask you this. How many of you are like, I'm going to get 2 clients this month, or I'm going to get 20 people in those seats, or I've got to fill this event before I get there, Julie? And how many of you wake up and feel, God, I'm not doing enough. I don't have enough people coming yet. I suck. So some days what you need to have written on your mirror is like, I am enough. This sign behind me that says I'm enough, That was not bought off the street. You cannot go buy that in a store, or maybe they make them. I don't know. I literally have a lady local that makes these for me, hand makes them. And it's a reminder to everyone who sees me on video, to every one of my clients, to anyone that ever attends one of my retreats, that you are enough, because there are days where you're going to think you're not. So maybe you need to say, I am the bomb diggity. You need to say, I am doing everything I can. I am amazing. What is it that you need to write down on your actual mirror that's going to remind you who you are that day? The I am affirmation. So I'm going to share a video with you. It's absolutely adorable. Give me a second to just make sure I can share here and share the sound. And I'm going to share this with you. You guys are going to love this video. Here we go.
Look, I can be a shark. Now my whole house is great. I can do anything good. I like my school. I like anything. I like my dad. I like my cousins. I like my aunts. I like my Allisons. I like my mom. I like my sisters. I like my dad. I like my hair. I like my hair. I like my haircuts. I like my pajamas. I like my stuff. I like my rooms. I like my whole house. My whole house is great. I can do anything good. Yeah. I can do anything good. Better than anyone. Better than anyone.
Better than anyone.
Look, I can be a shark.
She said, I can be a shark. So I looked at what her dad had said below. By the way, she was born in 1997, which means she's the same age as my baby, who's 25 now. And she said, I can be a shark, but she didn't know how to say her T's, so it came out sark. That is that cute? I mean, I need someone to unmute themselves. What did you feel in that moment? What did you feel? Someone unmute yourself and tell me, what did you feel?
Oh, I had a big smile on my face. And let me tell you, I just wrote in the comments, she looks like you. Like she is a small version of you. But like the whole dancing and like, she just was so into it. Right. And
how did it make you feel like in that
yeah,
moment?
it just makes you feel empowered, right? And motivated.
Yeah. She was motivating herself that day. Would you not say, Julie? There's no way she was motivated by a motivational speaker. She didn't go to a conference. She woke up and was like, I love my house. I love my elephants. I love my hair. She loved everything. And she was just motivated. She called on her own motivation for herself at a very young age. She was 6 in that video. That video has over 47 million views. And I saw it about 10 years ago. 47 million views. Why do you think that is? Because people are trying to summon motivation and they don't know how to do it because they're still trying to get it from an outside source. I will be happy. This is what my husband used to tell me. I will be happy when I have $1 million. So my husband said 20 years ago, I'll be happy when I have $1 million. I'm like, awesome. So you're going to be just like miserable for the rest of your life. Is that what you're telling me now? Is that what we got? Like, I will be happy when. I will be happy when this happens. That's BS, y'all. I'm sorry. But it won't happen until you are happy, until you do believe it's going to happen. And then you live in the vibration as if it's already happened. Now, I'm going to wrap this sucker up today. And I want to wrap it up just by stating that singing in the morning, dancing, you guys have all seen me dance here for 2 days. Dancing, affirmations, scripture study for me has a lot to do with our path and where we're going, praying, writing my goals. All of these summon motivation. And all of this can be done via vocal praise, in writing, out loud. You can stand in front of your vision board and look at it every day to remind yourself why you got up today, why you are in your office working. For a lot of moms, including my daughters, I have always had to tell them, remind yourself why you're doing this so you don't let it get in your head that you're not being a good mom. Remind yourself why you're doing this, and it's always for them. The final now would be measuring that habit to increase motivation. And this leads to continued growth. So how are you measuring that habit? Are you doing it every day? Are you doing it sometimes? How are you measuring that? Pay attention to your motivation every day. One of my clients, I told her I wanted her 1 to 10 to put a 1 to 10 on how happy she was, how she was feeling that day, maybe in her body physically, how her attitude was that day. Maybe if you just had those little smiley faces for 3 little things and you marked them every day, you could start seeing some patterns of why you're not motivated or why you're feeling like crap. As I wrap up, every single one of you are a gift. Every single one of you are on this path because something has pulled you here. And you believed in yourself enough to do it. So don't stop now. Continue accessing that motivation by purposefully putting it in your life every day. See your future self. Set your goals. Review your goals. Get the crap out by journaling and writing it down and burning it and getting rid of it. Mind over matter. We have a choice. So your choice today is this. Are you going to squash your dreams, squash what could be possible for you because you're going to have a bad attitude and your motivation is going to go out the window because you've decided that you're only going to allow motivation to come from the outside in. And I'm only going to feel motivated when things out here are going great. Or are you going to wake up even on the dark days and say, I'm motivating myself today because today's going to be a good day. And I write that every single day in my journal. Today is going to be a great day. And you know what? It always is. So I'll leave that with you. And I'll tell Shannon that I will turn the time back over to you and I'll bring you back up to the stage. And you're on mute. Okay.
Thank you. Looking out for me. All right. So thank you so much, Colleen. And again, always motivated, always learning from you. I took some really good notes that I'll be using in the future. Thank you for that.